welcome back to Blackwatch Intel. My name is Crashy, and today we're going to be talking about Mercy, but a little bit more specifically the support meta in the pro scene. Now, I am basing this off the current set of games that I've seen in the Overwatch League preseason, and it's been quite a while, like almost like a month it feels like, since we've seen some serious competitive play from some of the pro teams. And a lot has changed since then. We've gotten new heroes, we've got new balance changes to Mercy, the nerfs coming out to Mercy. And I just kind of want to remind everyone of something and kind of ego boost myself here. When the changes were happening for Mercy and it was like the slowdown and the 1.75 cast time were on the PTR, I really tried to objectively look at those changes. And I looked at them knowing that they would be better than the version of Mercy that we had in the game live at the time, but I looked at her and knew, it just to me was so clear that she was still going to be either considered overpowered or almost a must pick. She's just so ridiculously strong, essentially because all they did was change the way that res works outside of Valkyrie. So now in order to play her to almost the exact same, value point, all you have to do is use Valkyrie. And Valkyrie is very strong. It's a whole new ability on top of having multiple reses. So when looking at Mercy for me, it's like they took, let's say Mercy before, the original Mercy, was getting a 2-man res with her res. Obviously that's not always the case, but let's say, a good Mercy would, come out and get a 2-man res occasionally. Use it for tempo, try to win a team fight. Now, a Mercy now can still do that same thing on top of having a Valkyrie. So, if you look at it in that right, you would have Mercies that would do tempo reses, 1-2 reses, with the original version of Mercy, and that was her ultimate. It was over from there. And now we have Mercies that are doing that now with an ultimate. So, it's pretty insane if you look at it in that perspective. Not to mention the fact that you can just res people. You're bringing people back to life. If it's safe, if you make smart decisions, if your team can help you, you can get a nice, easy single res. Otherwise, you use Valkyrie, you can really swing a team fight and have double res. And what we're seeing now in the Overwatch League is that Mercy does not have a 100% pick rate, but her pick rate, I'm going to throw out a random percentage here, so please don't quote me. Maybe someone on Reddit will actually break it down for us. But Mercy has something like a 80-85% pick rate right now. She's actually insane. So this one game that we're looking at was, I think it was the 4th map of the Houston Outlaws versus the Dallas Fuel. And it was just one that I picked out. It was actually a game that I really enjoyed watching. It was pretty awesome, pretty good moments. But I picked it because for the majority of the whole first set, actually I think it's the entirety of the whole first set, you see the support pairing of Zen and Mercy. And that's the one that has been, very popular online prior to the Moira release. So I kind of want to talk about what I think is going on with the support meta and Mercy a little bit more. I want to kind of dive into this a bit. And I want to say that Moira is a really good hero. I think she's phenomenal for the game. I think the problem is that, and I guess you could see this as a problem potentially, I think the thing is that Moira is one of the most well-rounded supports in the game. But that kind of comes with a solo queue, online competitive ladder mentality, because she's not going to be optimal with a lot of high mobility team comps. She has great mobility, but she has a short range healing kind of capabilities. So she's not going to be super optimal with high mobility team comps like dive comp or with flankers or just dive tanks in general, regardless of what your DPS are. If you have a Winston and a Diva, she's not necessarily the best support for them. She can't really support them from long range, and the same goes for, heroes like Doomfist, heroes like Tracer and Genji. So with the high mobility team comps in pro level play, you're really not going to see much of her. And on the competitive ladder, I think she'll do just fine. It's not quite as coordinated. She can position herself a little bit more, flexed out and actually be able to help out a little bit. And in general, Moira is just very strong. Moira's a great hero. So in terms of meta online, I think, you'll see quite a bit of Moira, but I think the literal meta, more of the competitive, pro scene meta, we're going to see a ton of Mercy Zen pairings. And it's just a simple fact. Zen is super strong. He brings a lot to the table with damage, discord, transcendence, the ability to be, a strong mechanical fragger himself. and Mercy is just simply overpowered in my opinion. And so Mercy being the strong pick that she is, I kind of originally thought that we might see some Mercy Moira pairings, but I can see the synergy that Zen has with the ability to just throw on his Harmony Orb, from a distance, and, has really strong kill potential. So again, he's still filling that kind of divey composition role pretty well. So we've seen some dive comps, and I actually still thought that you would see quite a bit of Lucio Zen for dive comp in the pro scene, and we have, that's definitely been a support pairing, something that was actually a little bit surprising to me because of how much Mercy was getting picked. But we're seeing dive comp, like almost full dive comp with Zen Mercy, because Mercy's just so strong. So I think at the moment, and we haven't heard much pro, interviews or talks about Mercy lately, but I think at the moment it's almost objective to just say that Mercy's a little overtuned still, and I think it's always going to stem from her Resurrect and the way that it interacts with Valkyrie and just the value that she can bring to a team. So do I think she needs to be nerfed? Do I think something needs to be changed? Maybe. I don't necessarily want to make that strong of a statement at the moment, but I do want to kind of just analyze the facts, analyze the games that we've seen so far. Again, it's just preseason. Who knows? Maybe teams are just hiding stuff by playing Mercy. I don't really know what, the pick percentage of Lucio Zen will be with dive comp, because it definitely has its good, situations. Like, for example, on the second point of Anubis, Mercy for attackers, Mercy is great there for the attacking team, but more or less she's only good if she has Valkyrie. So the win condition for a Mercy in a team comp on the attacking second point of Temple of Anubis is pretty much to only have, Valkyrie, because you're not going to be able to attack that small point with respawns right there and pull off a regular res, and ultimately you're not really providing much, value to the team unless you have a Valkyrie in a team fight to begin with Mercy. That's just kind of how she plays now. She pretty much plays for her ultimate, whereas a lot of other supports do a lot without their ultimates and then make a big impact with ultimate as well. So on that point, I think we've been seeing a lot more Lucio Zens come out on that point, just because of the fact that it's a lot more kind of instantaneous value. You get the Discord, you get the speed, you have the ability to get on point, and it's just much faster. For a point like that, the second point of a 2CP map or an assault map, where you really just need to get in there and start fragging out and getting the kills and getting them in the spawn room so you can start capping, Mercy may not be picked as much. And we'll kind of see. I'm going to kind of just try to analyze the data, analyze the games, and see what I find. But overall, to kind of recap, because we have gone quite a bit, I think Mercy is still overpowered in a way. I think it's going to take some time still to just keep analyzing the pro games and taking a look at what we see in terms of composition to understand where the support meta falls, because I do think that the support meta is in a very healthy place, but I don't know if I think Mercy's in a very healthy place. So hopefully we see some more Moira. If the tanks are just staying as popular as they are, the dive tanks that is, then we may not see a lot of her, but she is a very strong pick, and I'd like to see some pro play Moira, coming out from Custa and other supports, because watching him play her on that PTR tournament was, phenomenal. It was really, really fun to watch. So I'm looking forward to the future of the Overwatch League. The preseason is starting to wrap up. For some of the teams, they're already done, and we're gonna have, I think, a couple more days of play. So I'm definitely gonna be checking that out. Maybe I can find some statistics on pick rates. That's not really my thing. I love to analyze and look at all the games and kind of pay attention to the compositions, but I'm not too much of a logistics data type of person. So let me know what you think. What do you think about the current state of the support meta? Again, we are kind of isolating it to the pro scene, because that's really where a lot of the trends on the competitive ladder will trickle down. You'll still see a lot of Moira. You're going to see a ton of Moira in the competitive ladder. But at the high ranks, you might not. You may see a little bit more synergistic comps with, dive tanks, dive heroes, Mercy, Zen, Lucio Zen. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I appreciate you for checking out this video. Please do not leave without leaving a like and subscribe for future content. We do have the 1,000 subscriber giveaway still going on, so check out the link in the description. Come to our Discord, get involved. I'm on Twitter all day long, so follow the Blackwatch Intel Twitter, follow my Twitter, and thanks for hanging out. So again, thank you for checking out this video, and I'll see you on the next video.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel the fire? Watch the beat take you over.